Larry O'Neill.
All right.
Good morning, Larry.
Good morning. Hey, listen, great day to plant a tree, and it's good for the environment. But there's several things you need to remember when you're planting trees. First of all, looking at the tree, inspecting the tree in a container and making sure it's ready to be planted. Here's a tree right here where I've taken that's not good. You see, where these roots are crossing over like that.
Okay.
That's a problem in the future. You don't want to spend 10 years growing a tree and realize, oh, well, it's going to die now. But these roots will actually grow over and kind of strangle the tree.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so you got to make sure that when you're planting, you look for that, and then you cut those roots with pruners or a shovel and making sure that's in good condition so it will produce and get up and grow quickly. Here's a small fig tree. Here's a really, I go to so many places during the week and look at people's trees and they can't figure out why they're not growing. But here is a tree that's been in the container for a long time. And some of the things you need to do is make sure that you don't have encircling roots. And see, this root right here is growing in this circle like that. You know that if I came back in 10 years and put it in the ground, it would still be growing in a circle.
Really?
Yeah, it's absolutely amazing. And then you have to cut each one of these sections. So you pull these roots apart like this and make sure that they get into the indigenous soil. You can use the pruners, cut this, cut the bottom. It's, the tree's not going to look, happy about it right away, but in the future it's going to be much better off. Some of the other things that I look at is say the nurseryman is planting this tree in the next size container. And here's a prime example. You see how high the dirt is right on that branch area right there?
Yes.
What happens is that they put this plant in the container and then they pile more dirt on it like this. And the tree is started out way too deep. The most of our failures in plants and trees is planting them too deep, 90%. So you want to make sure that you push down until you feel the first bit of root. Because this tissue right here is not going to be viable in the dirt because it's going to rot out. I looked at yesterday. I was pulling out a palm tree and they couldn't figure out why it wouldn't grow. It was 2 feet too deep.
2 feet?
2 feet too deep. So you need to inspect your trees. I've seen all kinds of things, thousands of dollars for trees. So pull this down, remove the encircling roots. Now the next thing you want to do is when you make a hole, you want to make it about twice the size that the tree ball is, right? This root ball is.
Twice the size.
Twice the size. And then you want to make sure that you augment the hole. And some books say, out of state, say not to augment, but in our state of Florida, you want to use a little bit of black cow and milorganite. What percentage is good is around 50%. So you take that, mix it in there, put it back into the hole, water well. Make sure that watering is the most important thing. Maybe not so much fertilizer in the beginning, but water well. The other thing you need to do is use some pine straw. Pine straw, cypress mulch. Of course, this is a lot more earth-friendly. This is a recyclable material. Pine straw all the way up, but not completely up against there like that. Because that, again, in Florida, when it starts getting rainy, it's going to have a problem with rotting. So you want to keep it away from the crown of the tree or the trunk of the tree and put that out there. Then you also want to make sure that you put a nice little berm around the tree so the water goes directly in there. And there you are. That's how to plant one and make sure it lives.
Wow, that's a lot of tips. I had no idea that 90% of failures were
90% of trees that I look at
are way too deep.
Way too deep.
Well, for more information about gardening, log on to larrysgarden.com or you can give them a call at Larry's Garden and Design and Installation at 346-1970.